Welcome back to Angel Citadel, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sunday. It's every other week, or I don't know. It's the week of every other week. I don't know how you'd say that. Anyway,
Every other
it's
weekend.
that day.
I
It's
think it's
Sunday.
every
We're back. We're gonna play some Numenera. Those of you that haven't been following us or don't know what's going on, this is Monty Cook Games Numenera Second Edition. And we're playing Slaves of the Machine God. It's one of the published modules for their game. I am Josh Wallace. I am your game master, your storyteller, your all around plot messer with her. And I've got my full cast here and enjoy having time with each of them this every other Sunday. So let's get them introduced real quick, and then we'll borrow the skills of our resident note taker, the greatest human being to ever game, with her princess wave to clue you in on where we're at. For those of you that want to catch up, though, you can check us out on our link tree. That'll go to our YouTube, which has all the episodes of all the streams that we've done, and all the ones that we're ever going to do for posterity. So, to get started, let's go ahead and you know what? We'll start with Joanne. We haven't started with Joanne in a long time.
Don't do me any favors now.
Hey now.
I'm Joanne Wallace, the other half of Angel Citadel. I am playing Chips Are Done, a serene right who has three hands.
You know, I start to wonder about the whole serene thing. And I
Not
see
my
Hannah
first
and
word
Rusty
choice.
laughing because I think they agree with me. There's not much that's serene about Chips.
Not in the slightest. She's
There's
cute though.
There is plenty about her that's serene. She
Name
doesn't
one
panic.
thing.
She doesn't get mad. She doesn't get afraid. She just gets things done.
It's a hard point to argue with.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Fair enough.
Hannah, why don't we go to you next?
I'm Hannah, and I play Andabel, a civic-minded Arcus who works miracles.
Quartz?
Hello, I'm Quartz, and I play Thalo Sarah Luna, a mystical nano who crafts illusions.
And last but not least, Rusty.
Hi, I'm Rusty. I play Doran the Fist Monsieur, an intimidating glaive who needs no weapons.
And fists all the things.
Mainly, currently, a lot of human-sized bugs.
Alrighty. So, when last we left our intrepid heroes, Hannah.
Last time on Slaves of the Machine God, we resumed in the anthropomorphic insect crystal hive thing, where we attempted to resolve our conflict peacefully after we killed like 24 of them. And eventually they mentioned that the reason they had needed to kidnap our NPCs in the first place was to sacrifice them to the terrifying bug god demon creature that lived in the crystal. So, Chips inspected their demon god thing, which turned out to be a vaguely face-shaped rock with bug blood all over it. And having determined that it was some kind of Numenera, Chips and Philo began stealing all of its wiry guts out to repurpose its wires and parts, while Andabel and Fisto were distracting and trying to convince the bugs that this was a good idea. Then we experienced about 15 minutes of technical difficulties because, Fisto swallowed a sock and that kind of derailed stuff. But once we had convinced the boss bugs that we were friends and Chips had stolen everything that wasn't nailed down, we collected our NPCs and departed, which was the close of Chapter 1. The Amber Keep that we are building is starting to take shape. Chips cleared out a bunch of rocks and things and found some midnight stones, which was very exciting for Chips. And made a Flintstones car of sorts. The other right, though, found us someplace that might be good for looting to get more materials and supplies for our project. So we drove out there, and it turns out that it's a giant robot arm with 7 fingers and 2 thumbs with little huts in a village around it, which was not previously mentioned. Back to you.
Thank you very much. So let's do this here. All right, let's get the visualization right here. Come on. Okay, can any of you? Yes, you all can see your.
What I am seeing on the Forge virtual tabletop is a semicircle of grid and a bunch of icons for us. And blackness.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. Let me.
It's not dark.
Let me update a few things here. All right. 2 more to do. Sorry, this is the hard part about doing this. Is sometimes the settings don't stay. Okay. So, ahead of you and to your left, you see. Let me move you in here a little bit. There we go. You see some huts. Um, the 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 huts are fairly rudimentary. You know, you've got kind of a spectrum between thatched lean-tos and like a log cabin or something like that. This is more on the lean-to side. Um, you've got somewhat of a framework made of wood and partially of stone and or synth, and then the rest is thatched grass and what almost looks kind of like hay. You see a bunch of creatures milling around and looking at you as you arrive in the area. Let me show you what those look like.
DM, when we're done with that, could you remind us of our setting? Because all I have is giant robot arms. Is it a desert? Okay.
Yes, you are in Matthewness, the cold desert. Although this doesn't quite look like a cold desert, it's you see a bunch of these milling about in the foreground, and then in the background you've got this giant robotic arm looking thing with a hand, um, multiple fingers and a couple of thumbs. You're not quite sure what it's from. It's sort of buried in the ground and sticking out as well. But that's kind of what you see. They see you and then they stop what they're doing. They look like they're just running around doing their daily tasks. Some people are cleaning kills from hunting, and others are repairing thatched roof or whatever. And they walk over and are kind of looking at you, kind of really curious, but not. Um,
I think that's your cue, Talkie.
Thanks, Chips. Thanks. Hello!
they don't quite know what to make of that.
All right, let's start with. Do y'all use speaking words, or is this going to turn into one of them brain static episodes where we think real hard at each other?
They look at each other and they start. Uh, it's a mix of clicking and multi-tonal grunts.
Well, the upside is that those are out loud noises. The downside is I don't know what any of it means. Oh dear. This sounds like a time that I should use my understanding capabilities.
You should.
So I should probably pull up my character sheet, like I'm playing some kind of tabletop game.
Usually helpful.
Alright, understanding. You observe or study a creature or object. Your next interaction with that creature or object gains 1 asset. Action.
Okay. So you spend some time listening to them, and while you don't pick up their language, you get the sense that you might be able to, with gestures and things like that, communicate in a very basic way. So if you'd like to tell them something or ask them something or whatever, go ahead and try. That's going to be a level 3 task. And with your understanding, you can ease that to a level 2. You can apply effort to get that down even further.
May I illusion picture versions of things if necessary? Would that help?
That could absolutely be an assist if you want to get that down to a 0.
I don't know, I was looking forward to playing charades to explain the concept of sovereign nations.
So this is also, as a side note for you, Hannah, this would have been a fantastic opportunity to use the Arcus ability Babble.
Babble?
You don't have it, but you can take it with enough experience. Once each day, choose one language that you've encountered on which you will concentrate. For the rest of that day, you can speak that language with reasonable facility. You don't lose the use of any other languages that you know during this period. Action to initiate, 10 minutes to complete.
You're right, that would have been handy if I'd had that spell.
So, that's something that you can spend 4 experience on if you want to take another ability or a full advancement. If you want to use that as your experience to power that, that's fine.
Well, I didn't use my last advancement when we got here, so I guess I could do it for that. That would work.
If you'd like to do that, I'm going to assume that between when you were at that purplish crystal with the cockroach-looking bug creatures, and over the time that you guys have been working with Amber Keep, several weeks have passed. So if you would like to take that and then use Babel, you can instead. I will let you do that.
Okay, well, that sounds good, so let's do that.
Okay, so you take 10 minutes and you're interacting with them and getting them to communicate and studying what they do. And finally, you get the sense that it's saying, you, what want?
All right. We came here about the giant robot arm. Are y'all using that for anything?
He turns and points at it. Protect wind.
The arm protects you from the wind?
He nods.
Okay. But that's all it does? Y'all aren't worshiping it like a god or anything, right?
No.
The bird people threw me off last time. They are weird as hell, so I felt like I should ask before we did anything else.
And to the rest of us, this is all just a whole bunch of clicks and grunts, right? That's what you're saying?
Yes, you understand nothing of what's going on.
Ugh.
Doran's gonna lean over to Chips and just, oh, is they actually saying things?
This is Arcus doing Arcus things.
You're gonna get another sock stuffed in your mouth. Don't do it.
Do I look like I speak in clicks and grunts?
No, I don't think so.
Okay then. I have no idea what they're doing, but it is entertaining to watch the gestures.
Phalo is periodically changing Annabelle's shoe color with hedge magic just to see if anything happens, if anyone notices.
Actually, there appear to be a couple of smaller ones, maybe half the height of the others, and they peek around from a sort of boulder. It's maybe half again as tall as you are, and not particularly large around, and they're kind of hiding behind it like they think they should be hiding, but they're looking at what you're doing, and their eyes are really, really wide. And you would swear that when you changed the color, one of them giggled. It sounded nothing like a giggle, but it sure looked like one. Because they did that giggle, and then how they hide. Like, I shouldn't have giggled. I shouldn't have. I'm going to give my position away, kind of a thing. So yes, they do not worship this giant robot arm thing.
All right. I just wanted to make sure we don't want to be culturally insensitive. Chipper, do you think that you could use your astonishing right powers to produce a sort of a windbreak for these fellers? They're using the arm as a windbreak on account of kind
The
of.
village, the village is nested kind of in the lee of this arm. You're imagining that it doesn't always stop the wind, but they're using it as sort of a weather shelter, a weather diverting mechanism.
Are we taking the entire arm? Because I don't think I have the ability to actually move the whole arm.
You do not. This thing is massive.
It's awful big to be moving it, but
So why do you want me to build them like a wall? Is that what you're asking for? Because I can't. It take me 3 or 4 days, but I could build a wall.
we came out here to see if we could salvage bits and bobs off of that thing for you and the other rights back in town. And I don't know how much bits and bobs entails, but I don't want to agitate the neighbors by stealing their wall.
I mean, it's such a big arms that I think that little bits, if we take it, wouldn't be too detrimental.
Unless there's more of it underneath and we figure out how to operate it and get it to stand up and walk away. Done that before. They were not happy.
But
Yeah,
The ravine was just
I'd rather them not get angry at us if they're using this to block out the wind. If we can find a way to operate it, get to walk away, wouldn't that make them angry at us?
Well, that's why I'm asking if she would like me to build a wall for them.
Yeah, I
can
think
build
that
a
would be
wall.
best to make sure that I'm no sort of thingamabobber making person, but I'm pretty sure that that house over there is just somebody's old shirt that they have ripped as wide open as they can to make a wall out of. This is not well constructed and clearly does not protect them from the elements very well.
Do they want? I'm not following. Do they want me to build them a town, or do they just want to go join Amber Keep where we've already built a town?
I haven't discussed it with them. I wanted to check with you to make sure that you could do that if we need to.
Yes, I can build them shelters and walls and
All right, because I don't know how much of the robot arm you're about to abscond with once you start poking at it. All right. Anyway. My friend here is gonna take a look at the arm and probably take some pieces off of it or something strange. But we're not gonna leave y'all out in the cold, all right?
He looks at you for a second and then nods his understanding.
All right. Now, we don't want to hurt nobody nor nothing, so we'll be real careful. We just wanted you to know before we started doing stuff. All right, Chipper.
Thank you.
Do whatever it is you do.
I'm gonna head for the arm.
Am I still
Actually,
finding killers?
Actually, I should probably show them that I can make them a building. So I'm gonna find a spot and I'm gonna lick a cipher and I'm gonna put it on the ground. It's gonna pop up as an instant shelter.
I'm sorry. Did you say lick?
Yes.
Okay.
So you pop up an instant shelter, and the several creatures that have gathered around and are kind of involved in this curious I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna look for it kind of thing. They all jump back and clicking and grunting and they have no idea what's going on. Like, oh my god, what is this? And then they see it's a building, and they all just whoa.
She's good, ain't she?
It's so for those of you that don't know what an instant shelter is, with the addition of water and air, the small device expands to a simple one-room structure with a door and a transparent window. 2 rooms with an internal door if the cipher is level 7 or higher. So it's 2 rooms with an internal door because it was level 9 cipher. The structure is 10 feet by 10 feet by 20 feet. It is made from a form of shapestone and is permanent and immobile once created.
It's
So
a
now they have,
Captain house.
so it's a 2-room house.
Basically, a stone 2-room house.
And I will push the door open so that they can see that the door moves open and close. Ta-da!
She's good, ain't she?
I'd have to admit that's impressive.
The one that was talking to you looks at you for a second and says, "Magic."
Well, I don't
Taylor's
know.
probably
So, yeah.
Taylor's probably standing on like a rock or a tree stump to an ever-growing crowd of children doing regions in the air.
Absolutely.
As soon as she realized she had it as the tiniest audience, she went, "Okay, no, I'm putting on a show."
I mean, it's been a while since she's put on a show, so
I don't know what you were talking about. She was doing this before we left camp, and she was doing it at breakfast that morning, and she was doing it at dinner the night before, and she had a show lunchtime and a matinee, and then there was another morning performance before that. She never stops doing this. I don't know how she has time for anything else.
and Fist just kind of gets a bit closer to Annabelle, just right up to her ear, and just let her have this. Just let her have it.
I'm gonna stop her. If she doesn't entertain the children, somebody else will have to, and it's usually me.
Like, yep, no, it would be because I'm not good.
She's definitely doing a good thing right now that I don't want her to stop doing at all. I'm just saying, it's not been a long time since she put on a performance. It's been like 3 hours.
Right, but to her, that's a long time.
All right, all right. I have to concede that point. I have to concede that point. Patience is not a virtue of hers.
Because, back home, she has shows every hour on the hour.
Never lived anywhere that there was enough foot traffic to need that.
All right, I guess we're having some audio issues. It's not quite loud, so we're gonna see what we can do. Maybe.
That's as loud as I got.
Yeah, I think that's it. So, all right. So maybe as we play, let's just focus on talking directly into our mics for right now, and we'll see if we can't figure out what's going on later. All right. All of you, if you would make a perception check.
Nine.
17.
10.
Yep. All right. So all of you, you all see this. It's a reptile looking thing that flies um, past you, heading towards the arm and up towards not the finger area, but the other end. At the very top, it's probably 50, maybe
Shoulder?
60 feet in the air. More like the elbow, forearm, elbow, something. Um, it's about 50 or 60 feet in the air, and it flies past you and heads up that direction. When it does, you get a look at it, and it looks like that.
Oh.
It looks
Philo?
like it's got these air bladders or something like that are letting it fly.
Philo, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking.
Whatever could you mean?
It can't be a pet until we're sure it's not poisonous or some craziness, okay?
At the same time, Philo, if you keep it as a pet, I'm going to be the one taking care of it. That's how it always happens.
Could you imagine doing a show airborne?
You would fall off and break your neck.
Oh, Lord, here we go. Here we go. So, Mr. DM man, do any of us recognize that reptile, or is it a strange new thing?
Well, it looks like a creature that you would know as a lock, Laak. Um, it's very, very similar, except that it's got these air bladders that most normal locks do not have.
So something is telling me that we should go and get closer to this thing.
Well, now that we have sorted out the locals, then going where it's going is our next mission, so
Hmm.
away we go.
And I mean, if we need to get even closer than just to the base of the arm, I can always just climb up it.
I'm gonna leave that kind of thing to Chipper when she's prepared to do things. I don't know what she does.
Is it on the arm itself, or is it just flying in the air, like, up high?
Oh dear.
Oh shoot! It flies in the air up high, and it looks like it's going to land on top of the portion that's sticking out. And if you squint really, really hard, you see a nest, or what looks to be a nest.
Well, ain't that something?
Huh.
Fisto, you might have to go up there after all.
So that's probably going to be the case.
I just hope these things aren't territorial when they've got eggs.
If they're territorial, then I can handle it. I won't hurt it if it doesn't hurt me.
I mean, it doesn't. Actually, he didn't say how big it is. Mr. DM Man, how big is the lizard?
How big does it seem to be?
I mean, it flew past us, so it can't be that big. Like a Jack Russell Terrier at the largest.
Yeah, it's not particularly large.
Right. As long as it's not poisonous or anything, it's probably fine.
I mean, I could still go up there. So
Pharaoh takes out her teleporter cipher and kind of just stares at it for a little bit while y'all are discussing. We didn't specify exactly what it is because I guess there's two types of teleporter. I'm assuming I have the one that works in feet and not in miles. But
What rank of cipher is it?
Yeah, what level is the cipher?
I did not specify, so I don't have it written down. I mean,
yeah, which means it should tell you what you need to roll for it.
if it's a bounder, which goes in feet, it's 1d6 plus 2. But if it's a traveler one, which I don't think that whenever I took it or got it, it didn't tell me specifically. It just said teleporter. That's 1d6 plus 4. So I'm not. For the level.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me really quick swap yours out. I've got the actual.
Chips is just going to start walking towards the arm.
Apparently losing
Fine.
Away we go.
at least 2d6s.
So here's the question to the rest
There you
of you. Do you think it will bite?
Well, it's not very big. Didn't look like it had, like, unhinged mouth.
Right,
So-
but at the same time, even real small things can have a really sharp bite.
It would be a small bite, but it'd probably, be roll. It'd do some chompings. You'd be bleeding. But things like that, usually if something's bright colored, it either means it's, like, super duper incredibly dangerous. I lost my accent for a second.
Oh, it tries to make
Or
things
it's, like,
sensitive.
harmless, like a pet or something.
Oh, but it's pretty much it's all bright and colorful to detract predators into thinking that it is poisonous or venomous. Kind of like why Salo is so bright and colorful.
Ouch.
I'm not the one who said that. I would like to be entirely clear with no one in particular. I am not the person who said that.
All right. So you head over to the back of this arm, and there is a ragged hole at one end. It's lined with conduits, thick synth bands wrapped around wires, blinking panels, and stranger things that you can't identify.
Cue demented cackling from Chips.
So here's a simple.
Found it.
Does it look like, Josh? Does it look like it's climbable?
You can probably climb up to the top of it, or you can climb inside of it. That was my comment, is that you can go in it.
Right.
Now that we're closer to it, does the shoulder look intact towards a larger body buried, or is it like obviously broken off of something?
It does not. It looks to be obviously broken off of something.
Chips is going to crawl into the arm.
Whereas at the same time, Doran's going to be climbing on top of the arm.
Oh, awesome. We're splitting the party. That's fantastic. Okay. Just a second here.
Phalo, you don't get anyone. Don't do it. Don't do it. I know what you're gonna do, but don't do it. Damn it, she did it.
Yeah, boy, did Halo just use her teleporter? Is that what she just did? Just use her teleporter, Cypher.
Yeah.
So you're teleporting to the top. Doran's climbing to the top. Annabelle, what are you doing?
Standing here in what should be shock, but is merely disappointment. This is exactly what I expected from Chip, but you two should not be. Damn it, Fisto, you know better. What am I saying? No, he doesn't.
See, and that's where you're wrong. That's what you think. You're wrong.
Look,
Yeah, he's saying this
Chip
as he's
is
climbing up.
continuing forward with the duty she was given to collect Numenera and items necessary for the town that we had left behind. Chip is not getting distracted by shiny pet-like things.
Chips is on point, and that is, I fully expected you to dive face first into whatever this was, like a Scrooge McDuckian horde. It's the others two.
If Josh didn't want us to investigate this creature, why would he mention it, and why would he mention where it's perching?
Because Josh knows that y'all are this dumb.
So I
You see it, you want it. I'm gonna feed it and make it a pet. That is you, Rusty.
I rolled a 5
Joanne.
I get one Cerberus. I get one Cerberus, and that's my whole thing, huh?
Let's one at a time. Phalo, what did you say?
I said I rolled a 5 plus 2 for the cipher level. I assume that 700 feet is enough.
Oh yeah, you're good. That's plenty.
She gets the teleport alone even does.
Duran's climbing. Phalo teleported. She's there. Chips, you're crawling into the arm. Annabelle, what are you doing?
Annabelle is standing here trying to keep an eye on everybody, but mostly Chips, because Chips is the only one who hasn't just lost her entire damn mind. I don't know how to feel about that. Chips is supposed to be the most unhinged person here. That's
So are
that's
you going
her
into
job.
Chips or what?
What are you two doing? How big is the hole we were talking about? Is it, like a hallway, or is she just like wriggling through like a snake?
No, it's basically a small hallway.
Alright, then I'm just gonna go.
It wasn't designed to be a hallway. It's got like cables and wires and machinery jutting out from every which direction. But you can walk not crawl, walk into this thing.
All right,
They're saying that like Chips isn't collecting wires as she's moving forward.
I'm not saying that she's not collecting wires as she's moving forward.
I will go and help Chips. I can like carry stuff or something. Hold the light.
Awesome. Okay, so you're going that direction. Okay. We're going to start with Chips and Andabel. You head into this room or into this short hallway. Excuse me. And into a much larger room. There are pieces of machinery all over the place. Some of it is broken and on the floor. Others of it is in the wall. Some of it appears to be non-functioning, as in not lit up or anything like that. And some of it has blinking lights on it.
I'm in heaven. I have found the celestial place that they speak of in the truth documents.
Are you feeling okay?
I feel fantastic. And she's going to slowly look around, not touching anything, and just do a scan. I will spend 2 intellect points to do a scan for Iota.
Okay. Are you looking for any specific item, or is it just scan just general, isn't it?
I can look for specific or general. I'm looking for apt clay, pliable metal, or anything else I can find.
Okay. You scan the area that you can see, and you find that you have access to some apt clay. You're gonna have to make some salvage rolls for it, but you sense with your rightly powers that there is some here.
Yeah, I will. So that means I get scanning in this fashion grants an asset to initial salvage tasks in the area.
Yep.
So I'm gonna start salvaging.
Okay. The machinery in this area is level 6 Numenera.
All right, I am trained in salvaging.
Level 5.
I have an asset from the scan, so it
Level
drops
4.
into 4. I'm gonna throw effort at it.
Level 3.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
All right, so you're beating a 9 or better.
Don't be mad.
Okay.
Chips, you're making a funny face. What happened?
I got a net 20.
Okay. You spend the next
Whistling
10
noise.
minutes tearing into machines, and you come away with not 3 but 4 units of apt clay. and 15 units of parts. And a bell.
So it was
You
3
notice
play and 20 parts?
4
4
at
play.
play and 20 units of parts. And a bell. As Chips is doing her thing, and you're kind of standing around looking,
I have a
trying to
flashlight.
figure out what you're going to do, you realize that you don't need a flashlight because the upper portion of this room is open to the sky. And you see occasionally more of those flying lizards flitting about up there. Now we're going to cut to Duran and Thalo. Thalo, you teleported up, so we're going to hang on for you just a second. Duran, it is 60. It is a 60-foot vertical climb. Now, with that being said, there are pieces of arm and cable and stuff that you can use to help get up there, but you are going to roll a difficulty 4 climbing task to do that.
And I am trained in climbing.
You're trained in climbing. How about that? That's now 3. What else?
Oh, that's all I need.
Okay.
Because that's a 19.
All right. You lever yourself up, and as you're climbing, Phalo, there are 10 of those things up there. And as you appear, it takes them a second, but you see that you get their attention. And they all kind of float up out of the nest. And they're hissing. They don't look happy.
That's why you don't just appear out of nowhere.
Roll initiative.
Hello?
Okay. Duran.
Nat 20.
Okay. So, Phalo, you can go first. Duran, you are still climbing.
Mm-hmm.
And Annabelle, I need a perception check from you. I'm going to assume that Chips is way too occupied to
Yes,
hear or
Chips.
see anything.
Chips is entirely focused on dismantling whatever she's got in front of her to salvage any valuable parts at all.
Okay. So, do you have anything that's going to help you with perception, Annabelle?
I don't see anything that looks like it would.
Effort's always available.
Well, I rolled an 18 anyway, so it's fine.
That's fine. You hear hissing. And I don't know, maybe a little squeak from Thalo of surprise. I don't know. How does Thalo react to 10 hissing, flying lizard things that now have you now have their complete attention?
No, no, little darlings. It's okay. I'm here. I'm nice. I'm good. Please calm down. That's okay. And she's like kind of backing up with whatever little space she has. Hands up.
Yeah, there's not a ton. All right. So that's you. You're still climbing.
Mm-hmm.
They attack. Phalo, if you would make a speed defense roll. Let's see, these guys are going to be.
Anything if I'm trained in animal training.
They're going to be a level 3 swarm. So if you're trained in speed defense or you want to apply effort to that, you can. Or if there's something else you want to use, you can. If there's something else you can use, whatever. Or you're looking at a 9 or better.
I mean, I took animal taming as a skill from one of the from my the words. Used XP for that. Take a skill. Does that not help?
Um,
Okay.
sure. I will say that helps.
Okay.
Calming pissed off animals is definitely part of animal taming.
So it helping brought it down to a what?
2. So you need a 6.
Cool, because I rolled an 8.
Alrighty. They start flying towards you and hissing and you can see from their mouth as they hiss a purple kind of a liquid that some of it escapes, and then they stop, and they're still buzzing around, almost like bees, right? Like a swarm of bees. They're not staying in one place, but they're not coming any closer to you at the moment. They still look pissed off, though. Duran, you crest the top of this arm. What do you do? You heard the whole thing.
Yep. So when Duran gets to the top, what's the sight that he's seeing?
There are 10 of these flying lizard things that are, yeah, Hannah was right. It's about Jack Russell Terrier size. Um, buzzing around in the air. Not buzzing. They're flying around in the air in weaving patterns. Their attention's entirely on Thalo. You can hear them hissing, but they're not getting any closer. They're probably 10 feet away from her. When they're hissing, you see them out of their mouths. There's just a very fine, almost like a mist of purple liquid that comes out with the hiss.
Okay. So would you say they're within
subtle at all, or are you just going up?
Well, I mean, first, would you say they're within immediate range?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, then as soon as Doran sees this sight, I'm gonna actually use my menace ability. And do they? You said they count as a swarm. Do they count as one foe?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, then I'm gonna use my menace ability. One foe you choose within immediate range uses their next action to move away. And he's going to get up there, get in front of Thalo, and just glare at them all.
Okay. And Bell, I have a GM intrusion for you.
Yes.
Would you like it?
Yes.
Awesome. Doran, as you glare at them and grunt and do whatever it is that you're going to do to intimidate them, they do indeed back off and head down into the arm where they notice Andabel. Andabel, take yourself an experience and give one to somebody else, and then tell me what you're going to do when you see a swarm of 10 of these flying locks come in through the hole in the top of the arm. They appear pissed off, and yeah,
Not my strong suit. I'm gonna give the extra XP to Chipserdone, who is the only one of us who is actually doing their actual job.
I'm being a good girl.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's completely fair.
So, I look up into this crack of blue sky and see a dozen Jack Russell Terrier sized, jewel colored flying lizards descending, hissing and spraying purple venom. Is that about it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. I'm gonna go to wherever Chips is because we're about to have a problem.
She is maybe 10 feet away from you, if that.
Chipper, Chip, I need you to turn around.
Why?
There's a thing. Turn around.
I'm fine, and Chips
I
is
know.
gonna slowly turn around and has the most hangdog expression.
You immediately see the problem.
Those damn fool idiots did damn fool idiot things.
And why do I gotta fix it? How is it my fault?
It's
I'm
not
gonna-
your fault, but we're about to get covered in lizard spit, so
I'm gonna dig in my backpack and then I'm gonna fling out some of the meat jerky stuff that I've got.
do sparkle lizards eat meat?
Yes, they do, in fact. Something you might have known had you stayed and talked to the blue tongue people long enough.
Ah, the hubris of the expedition not listening to the locals. We should have gotten a Sherpa.
You toss out your dried meat or whatever.
Yeah, I've got like a whole bunch and some of the mostly still good meat from the various things I've killed along the way traveling here.
And they immediately go for it.
Good sparkly lizards of spitting. Good sparkly lizards of spitting. See? Problem solved. I'm gonna feed it and make it a friend.
Honest to goodness, that's in the adventure. That was
Chipper,
not made up. I'm kind of surprised. That was cool.
Chipper,
I
have
got
I
a
mentioned
19 to
recently how
calm them
wonderful
the
you
fuck
are?
down.
Can this scene, is this visible from up where we were on top through the hole?
I mean, if you want to look down through the hole, you can. There's no like it's still a curved arm, like it's still round, but it's so big that you can move around up there to a certain degree, and it's not like you're gonna slip and fall off or anything like that. It's
I mean, as soon as they went into the hole, I feel like Doran's first instinct though was realizing, oh shit, the other two are down inside of there, and he would have probably tried to get himself into that hole to drop down.
okay.
Yeah, I think that Thela was kind of in like a defensive position, and then when they all flew off into the hole instead, she kind of crept over to the hole and like looked down to see Chips immediately start to calm them down. No fair!
Yeah, I'm picturing Chips as sitting there. She's got a partially dismantled machine in one hand and is throwing jerky out with the other.
Chips,
And
you're brilliant and wonderful. I love you. I I love
the
you.
lubricant from the machine, the oil or whatever that's on your hands now, the dirt, because you're right, um, gets on the meat, and they don't seem to care. I mean, they're just happily munching away. Duran, you can go down if you want. It's
Yeah, Duran's gonna
you're
jump down the hole.
you're gonna do another climb check to do that.
That's fine by me.
It is easier. It's 3.
Which, because I'm trained, drops it down to a 2.
Yep. Going down's always easier than going up.
Yeah, Josh, you're gonna have to give me a GM intrusion that doesn't give me any XP.
You rolled in that one. Okay.
I did.
All right. So
Oh,
as
Chipper,
you
look at
are,
that! You calmed him right down. Oh no.
you know what? Okay. As you are climbing down, you get about 20 feet down, and the cable that you're using to rappel down snaps, and you fall. So you're going to take 3 might damage.
Yep.
But that's not the real problem. The real problem is that when you fall and you land, it's loud. It's loud enough to startle the locks
I mean, especially because I got all that metal in my body, so.
that were calmly eating the food. They immediately get their hackles up and fly up again and start hissing. And now you're going to need to roll initiative again. Annabelle, Chips, Phalo, yeah, all of you. All of you need to roll initiative.
Setting question.
Setting answer.
What is the likelihood that whatever water bottle Landabelle's carrying would have one of those, like, spout tops like a sport bottle?
The water bottle that you're carrying.
I mean, it's a pretty simple design, but I don't know if that would be.
You're talking just the standard equipment. Is that what you're?
Yeah, just what the. I will explain.
What's the what's
Annabelle would like to squirt the water bottle at Fisto.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
to run after he falls, gets squirted with water, he stands back up, and just uncalled for.
Abso-fucking-lutely called for. Chips fixed it and you immediately broke it again.
I didn't intend for them to come down the hole. I was just trying to extend it for between them and Phalo. And then I got
wild animals behave like wild animals?
Phalo startled them first.
Alright, you have told me about 500 times since we started that Philo is your responsibility and you will guard Philo and you will take care of Philo. You don't get to blame Philo now.
That's what I was trying to, but at the same time, advice
Also,
only goes
Philo ain't
so
down
far.
here. Philo ain't down here.
Okay. Is that
I'm being blamed and I don't like it.
All right.
the point down I can explain.
Stay up there. Do not get ideas. Stay up there.
All right. So initiative rolls.
16.
We'll do one of those.
16.
I got a 16 also.
All right.
4.
4.
18.
18. All right. So you guys are going first. Who wants to go? What are you doing?
I'm going to toss a fresh chunk of meat behind them to distract them from Fist. Because I really don't want to kill them, because they're just protecting their nest. They didn't actually do anything aggressive until someone disturbed their nest.
You're not wrong.
If only somebody didn't teleport up there and just pop in out of nowhere.
It's almost as if the first thing I said was to leave them alone.
Or, climbing, because that wouldn't have disturbed them either. Okay, so you toss some more meat. This one you're gonna have to roll for, because they're not likely to trust that again. That's probably going to be a difficulty 4.
I'm going to assume that I have an asset, considering I had already fed them before Fish showed up. So they already established the weirdo with the parts in her hand, or is it okay person?
All right, I can see that.
Don't hate me. 19.
I make you guys use digital dice. They'll fail more often. All right.
Don't worry, I will fail for all of us.
All right.
I'm
So
that was only one in this entire session, so.
No, I got a 19 on the digital too.
oh, good grief. All right.
Can I say except you're welcome?
Doc, your wife just has dice luck. That's how it goes.
She does, it's horrible because my dice suck. It doesn't matter what dice I use either. So you toss some more, and boy, they're a lot slower going to the food this time. But they go down and they take it, and this time instead of eating it there, you note that they look at Fisto, at Duran, and then kind of grip it in their teeth and back away kind of into a corner where there's some broken wall and some conduit going in and out there, and they kind of crawl away from you.
And Doran sees them crawling away, and he's not going to get closer. He doesn't, he knows if he gets closer, they're gonna go. They're gonna try to most likely bite him. He's gonna let them finish eating first, and then see what happens.
All of them except for one. This one looks to be almost the runt of the group. It takes a small piece and it goes over to Chip and kind of sits down next to Chip and eats. As it's getting close to finishing, it, between small bites, looks up at Chip, like almost hopefully, and then goes back and takes another bite, and then looks up at Chip, and then takes another bite. Like, I'm almost done. Give me more. I'm almost. This is almost gone. Do you see it? It's almost gone. I'm gonna starve if you don't give me more. It's like a cat,
I will get another piece of jerky out and give it to him.
So while we're watching this, I'm gonna use my understanding to try and get a better sense of the lizards and how we might not aggravate them while we're doing the work that Chip needs to do.
So the lizards are very, very simple. Um, the the food pacified them, and as you think about it, with a village close enough to them to be essentially in the same territory, you're guessing that the blue-tongued creatures probably did the same thing, and that's why they're not constantly harassed by these things. Um, they don't look particularly good fighters. The tools that you saw were simple, a few hammers and awls and things like that. Um, nothing nothing cool like you'd see a explorer or an amber gleaner like you are might have. That certainly didn't have you know dozens of ciphers on their belts or anything like that. They were obviously wowed by the magic that you had. The kids with Phalo and the adults with the instant structure. Um, they're not they're not fighting for anything. They're probably doing what you did with those creatures. So
So it's really just Philo and Fisto that the lizards don't like, and they'll be fine otherwise.
All this did was get in front of, get between them and Thalo and look at them.
and even that might be just now. For instance, think of a dog, right? How if you accidentally hurt a dog or something, and then continue to treat it nicely by way of apology, how long does the dog remember that you hurt it? It's not very long, because you're being their friend. You're trying to make up for it. You're treating them well. Um, Animals don't necessarily have long memories unless you repeatedly demonstrate that behavior is dangerous to them, right? So, I mean, with certain exceptions, but most animals, yeah.
Alright, so we're just gonna make sure we've always got jerky on us. Fisto, can you get Philo without one or both of you or all of us or the village outside somehow getting killed?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
And,
He's sitting near the edge of the hole, pouting.
Duran's gonna hold his arms out and just tell Thalo to jump down into his arms.
Not what I meant. Not at all what I meant.
Ooh, is that what we're doing?
At least I'm asking Thalo to jump into his arms.
I'm gonna assume the teleporter was a one and done.
Ciphers are one and done, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
So
think that's a good idea.
or Thalo has to climb back down herself.
She kind of looks down at him like, "Are you crazy? I'm absolutely not going to jump this distance."
It's either you jump down here into my arms or you climb down the outside by yourself.
Fisto, I'm not sure you should be encouraging this behavior from her.
So are you saying that I should climb back? So are you saying what I should climb back up there just to grab her in my arm and climb back down with her?
You're her bodyguard, ain't you?
Her bodyguard, not her caretaker.
Wrong. Clearly.
I'll do it myself.
He's
At
an
this
adult.
point, you're more like a
He can make
lion
adult
tamer.
decisions and adult choices.
She looks around for like a cable that she could maybe like fireman slide down. Perhaps. Is there?
You find a cable that you can do that with. How about this now? That's going to be a difficulty 3 task. It helps when you press the right push to talk button on your keyboard.
I was like, it's so quiet.
He's thinking about this for an awfully long time.
I she's like pretty much not wanting to like make another fool of herself that she would never admit is what happened. So can I throw an effort at it? And
Yeah, absolutely.
okay.
So that's a level 2. So you need a 6 or better.
What's
Well, that's
what's
a 4.
That's a 4. Okay. Mr. Protector,
Yep, Duran is going to attempt to catch her.
would you kindly make me a speed check, please? This is
20.
going to be what?
20.
Okay.
Man, are you
Hello.
lucky.
You start sliding down this cable. It's absolutely long enough to hit the floor, and you're fine. And as you do, the wrapping of the cable starts burning your hands as you slide down. Have you ever tried to slide down a rope without gloves? I mean, there's a reason soldiers use gloves when they're rappelling. It burns, and your grip slips. Duran, you want to describe for me what it is that you do?
So when Thalo starts to slip, it in Doran's eyes, this is all going in slow motion. He sees her falling and falling, and immediate reaction, split second reaction time. He's right there underneath her, catching her easily.
No.
It's more of like an "I've got you," and he catches her.
And she's like shrieking and like continues to shriek for like a few seconds after being caught. Like she doesn't realize
And he's like, Taylor, you're safe, you're good, you're alright. You can stop shaking.
Those
Never
of
mind
you
the
that have
shaking,
seen
just stop
Fifth
yelling.
Element and enjoy Ruby Rod know exactly what that shriek sounds like. Okay. So you are all down on the floor in the room. Um, Chips is kind of up against a wall. Actually, let me get you moved over there. Nope, that's Annabelle. Okay. Chips is over kind of against a wall. She's got parts of machinery piled up around her. almost like in an organized stacking method. This is a big piece of, I don't know what it is. Here's another big piece. Here's another big piece. This is a smaller piece that's got a thingy sticking out of it. And here's another one. And then here's the small bits that kind of put them together. And they're sort of in a pile over on one side. And then there's this blue thing that you're not quite sure what it is. There's only one of those. So it's off in a pile by itself. And then so that's and there's oil and lubricant everywhere. Because yeah, it's machinery. So that's kind of what you see.
Before putting Thalo down, though, Doron's going to look at her and just. So what have we learned?
That you're obnoxious and a pain in the butt.
Truth.
I was asking Thalo. What have we learned?
Well, those lizards just aren't worthy of the great and powerful Halo.
No, you should have learned not to just teleport into a whole bunch of unsuspecting animals.
How have you not gotten eaten by anything yet?
He hasn't gotten eaten by anything because I'm the one getting bit most of the time.
Just how did she survive without you?
I ask myself that same question every day.
Land of Goshen, girl. Well, Chip's making herself a nest or something.
That's a lot of scrap you got there, Chip.
I'm salvaging.
Would you like any help?
You'll be my pack meal when I'm done.
Fair enough.
So you're thinking we're gonna get lots of good stuff from this then? It's good for what you're doing?
Yes.
Fabulous.
So you will see off in the chat there several different salvage things that kind of tells you where it came from and what she got. If you want to take a look at them yourself, for instance, this last one, Explorer's Glove, Numenera Destiny, page 189. You can take a look at that yourself. Otherwise, feel free to ignore it. It's more the pieces that she's after anyway to help with the building in Amber Keep. So yeah, you have one of those little lizard things sitting next to Chip, munching on some jerky, and the others are kind of crawled away inside the guts of this arm, and the room is either empty or in pieces. I'm not quite sure which you describe it as. It's empty of sentience other than you, but it's full of pieces of machinery now. Metal and such. What do you do now?
Baylu just settles herself on like some random piece of scrap and pretends she's not paying attention to the lizard. But like,
And
you know,
pretends you're not paying attention. I love it.
like she's absolutely like looking at it out of the side of her eye and stuff like that to watch it, but like she's so above it now.
Phalo, Phalo, are you being passive aggressive at that lizard?
I don't even care about the lizard anymore.
So I have a line for your notes, and it's passive aggressive lizard shenanigans.
She is 100% being passive aggressive about that lizard.
That's a good band name. That's an aggressive lizard shenanigans.
Passive aggressive lizard shenanigans. Love that.
See, and this is why you game, right? There's going to be stories about this forever. And you're going to remember something, whether it's passive aggressive lizard shenanigans or something else. And that's what makes this such a great hobby is these things, you know, android or automaton racism or something like just utter ridiculousness.
Unintentional role racism, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're gonna remember that forever.
All right. I
That's
think I've gotten everything of value from this room.
Or walking into a wagon in a pitch black and breaking your nose. You know what I mean? Like you can't pay for this kind of memory building entertainment. You just can't.
Alright, Chippy, you said you were done in this room. Do you just want to do this room today, or did you want to do another one? I don't know how much stuff you can put on the car. I don't know how much it'll carry.
Not much. I'm gonna have to put together a cart to take a lot of this home, especially the bigger pieces.
I don't think you can just do that today, though, right?
No.
So we can only take a little bit back.
We're going back, but we just got here. We could camp here.
Well, yes, we could, but if you already have all of the parts that we could possibly carry back in one trip, then why would we be staying overnight for?
To see if there's anything else of value that's more valuable than what I've found so far.
I mean,
That's
you're
why,
gonna get
that's
to
why
come
I
back.
sorted everything in piles so that I could find stuff and yeah.
Yeah, but you're gonna get to come back.
Okay.
You don't have to do all of it at once.
Okay. I think when we come back, though, we won't bring the car. Instead, we'll grab one of the wagons. That'll make it easier to take the bigger stuff back.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay.
Speaking of, though, what time of day is it by now? How long are we messing around with lizards?
Hour and a half. Climbing and messing around and feeding jerky to one that wanted to hang around you. So it's probably late afternoon. I mean, we can. So let's do this. You guys want to head back with the stuff that you have. You talked about potentially inviting the Blue Tongue people to Amber Keep. Is that something you want to do, or?
I don't don't think we have room for them right away. I mean, I don't think we have that much empty space right now. That's proper buildings already and not dirt.
Yeah, but what we've got is better than what they currently have.
Well, no, you're
That's
definitely
true.
right about that. Them little mutt huts are not going to keep them warm. All right, we should discuss that with the larger community though before we go doing anything foolish on our own.
Okay. So then, as I understand it as GM, what I'm hearing is you want to take what you've got from the first room there, and take your Fred Flintstone car back to Amber Keep. You're going to discuss with the leaders, the other people at Amber Keep, um, what you want to do with the Blue Tongue people, or what you may or may not want to invite them to do. And then you're going to take, I'm assuming, some of the Anine and the wagons and head back and continue to explore the arm. Is that accurate? Does everybody agree with that?
Yeah.
That sounds like the itinerary.
Cool. All right, so we're gonna say that you do that. You head back to Amber Keep. There's no hitches doing that. Fisto runs really well with the feet through the car floor kind of thing, and you make it back in a couple of days. In your absence, another group of laborers has come from Ian and has started working on continuing to build out um, that keep under the direction of Visso and Kadri, and with supplies that are found, that they brought, and that Gend has found, the delve. And they're not great houses, but they're certainly better than the ones that you saw at the arm. There are quite a few now. It looks like they're planning on having more people at Amber Keep come and stay. So there's that. um, you roll in, and you've got uh, your car and the salvage that you found, and Visso comes up to you, Chips, and looks at your take, and it's like her eyes are bulging, like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. You have any idea what we can do with this?
Yes. And
No.
this is only from the first room. There's multiple rooms.
So she's about half again as tall as you are, because you mentioned that you're young and short. She picks you up and gives you the biggest hug, like this is Christmas. You know what I mean?
Release me! Release me, woman! Put me
Put her down. She
down!
bites. She bites. Put her down. Put her down.
Sorry, wow.
You sent us to get stuff. We got stuff. Yay, us. I'm gonna need a wagon when we go back. So a wagon. Also,
Take
Peoples,
Take two.
We found peoples. Tell them about the peoples.
When we got to the arm, we found a small tribe there, which I'm not sure how you missed in the initial scan of the building. I said to no one in particular.
Gand looks at you and says, I didn't miss them. I may have underestimated how many there were.
Yeah, selective memory is really something that the Amber Gleaners really love in their minions. Is not being able to remember shit like that.
While she's giving them a lecture, Chips is going to sneak off to start building.
Okay.
Oh, there they go. Anyway, so the people who live there are nice enough folk. They don't speak any language that I'm familiar with. So that's a little bit of a problem. But having more hands around here probably wouldn't hurt.
Well, maybe we could teach them language.
They've got a language of their own, so they've got like people brains. They just speak a different language. So I'm sure it would work out with enough time and nobody getting weird. Nobody's gonna get weird about little gray guys with way too many eyes, are they?
Kadri looks or walks over as you're talking, interested in the conversation now because we're talking about new people. And she says, no, 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 it's fine. It's fine. They'll be fine. I'm sure it's fine. And if it's not, I'll take care of it.
All right, all right. Then I will broach the subject with them, and we will get an idea of how open they are to the idea. Then, because they are living in rough conditions. Also,
Right.
having people who know the terrain would probably help us in a bunch of other ways. I'm sure they know hunting tricks and all manner of things that would be helpful living out here.
I'm sure it would. That would be fantastic.
All right, well, we'll make sure we put that on the list of things to do when we get back, along with Chip strip mining everything she can get her hands on.
All right. I am going to offer a GM intrusion to you, Phalo.
Oh boy. Oh,
Would you like it?
yes, but if I require my character sheet. Oh wait, did internet come back? Okay. Sorry, our internet blew, and
yep, it's back. It's back.
I was like, okay, I think it came back. Okay, never mind. So I'm good. I'm good. Okay, yes, I'll take it.
Yeah, our internet kind of zonked out for a second.
So I mentioned that the there were more people from IAN. One of them you recognize as someone who had come to your shows before.
Oh.
And as they're walking through camp, they notice you. And they come over and are all excited. Halo, are you going to do shows here too?
Oh. Hello. Yes, I do shows quite often.
I don't know that anybody else here has seen your shows, but I can tell you that I really enjoyed it, and it would be wonderful to see it again. Um, hey everybody, and he immediately turns and starts calling people over for you to have an audience. You do not have anything prepared, and you are not with your stuff. So he's expecting an improv performance.
Okay.
This is going to be a difficulty 4 task.
Wait. Okay.
How
So
do you have anything that's going to help you with this task, or would you like to put effort into it?
I mean, I have trained in stage magic.
Okay, so that's 1. That's down to a 3.
I don't have that many skills. The other stuff I've got, like understanding Numenera. That.
That's not going to help you in this, but the stage magic will. So that's a 3. You can put effort into it. It'll take it down to a 2,
Yeah.
or not. That's up to you.
I'm okay. So I only had 1 effort. So if I used it before, I don't get it now, right?
No. So effort. The
No.
1 effort tells you how many times you can put effort into the same task. When you're level 1, you can only put 1 level of effort into a given task. As you increase in tier, you can put more and more effort into the same task. So there's a maximum effort that you can put in, but it means that instead of 3 for 1, it could be 9 or 8 for 3 or something like that, right? And you lower it by that many levels. So this you can put 1 level of effort in right now.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that's going to take you down to a 2. That's going to be from intellect pool.
So sorry.
It's all right.
Apparently my phone can decided it was gonna chuck my phone out of it.
It's all right.
I mean, my phone constantly.
We're using a different day because this one has not been kind today.
So we're looking at a 6 or better.
Come on, mental place. 19.
All right.
Hey,
So that's going to give you a minor effect as well. What would you like your minor effect to be?
Oh goodness. Mm. Maybe that it just attracts even more people, like people who wouldn't normally have come over. Like there's
Sure.
just everyone just so amazed.
I'm good with that. So at the end of the day, you have a group of, we'll call it 12 people that are watching you do your stage magic performance. And even without your props and your set pieces and a stage, you pull it off in spectacular fashion. And every one of them is excited about the fact that they have a famous performer in their midst. And the morale level of the city or the keep or whatever goes up by 1. You have um, people wanting to work together. They're entertained. They're happy, and even out in the middle of nowhere in the Matthews Desert where you are, this is they all get the sense that, hey, this is something that we can maybe get done. This is something we can do. We can make this work. And so there's that, and also in doing so, all of Kadri's social persuasion checks for the next month are going to be eased. So there's that too. Annabelle, you'll probably see that as well. I would think. But since she's technically the community Arcus, she gets that benefit from your performance. So good job.
Yay!
And that is probably where we're going to end for the evening. So
Girl, flourish.
tomorrow, yeah, there you go. So next time, what we'll do is we'll come back. We'll go back to the arm, the automaton arm, or whatever that thing is, and the Ninth World ruin, and we'll go and delve deeper with a wagon or two or five or however many you end up taking, and we'll see what else that thing hides.
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2. Okay. Couple brief points of note. We want to thank you for showing up, and we appreciate you watching. If you like what we do, feel free to hop on over on our Discord. It's Angel Citadel. You can find our page and our webpage, angelcitadel.com, and it's got a link there. Join the Discord. Come chat with us. We'd love to talk to you about TTRPGs or really anything else. Couple things. We do upload these videos to YouTube. Feel free to go check them out. If you missed the previous sessions or want to see what we've been up to, what we've done, there's a lot of them there. And in the future, as a upcoming thing that we're doing in September, we will be working with another Discord, some friends of ours, the Cypher Unlimited Discord, to work on CypherCon from September 18th through the 21st. I will be running some events, and Joanne will actually be helping to run the convention. So if you enjoy Cypher, if you're enjoying Numenera, and you want to come play some more Cypher, feel free to go check their Discord out. You can find a link in our Discord's channel, other cool Discords, I think it is. Otherwise, just shoot me a message and I can send you in the right direction. But we'd love to see you over at the convention. There's gonna be games galore. They're gonna have Monty Cook Games is sponsoring the convention. They're gonna have panels and all kinds of other stuff. It's gonna be fun. So set aside some time, come check it out. It'll be fun. Other than that, we will see you in 2 weeks for another session of Slaves of the Machine God. And until then, from our Citadel to yours, happy gaming.
Bye.